All right, so this will be my first time going live on TikTok that wasn't like one of my roundtable videos. So I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know if anybody's even gonna see this, watch this, whatever. This isn't like my TikTok where I've got like 34,000 people, or my Facebook where I've got like 5, or Instagram where I've got like 10. I've got something like 250 followers on here, thereabout. But I am trying to focus on one platform at a time. And since TikTok's, nature of whether or not they'll still exist or exist anywhere in the near same capacity in the near future is up in the air. We beat the band, but we didn't really. I'm focusing on trying to develop this platform. So, with that in mind, since I can go live now on YouTube, I'm just doing my deadlift workout live. I'm working up to a 1 rep max today, so that's what you're watching now. I've hit 8 reps at 135. I have hit 7 reps at 185. I'm about to go up to 225 now and do 6 reps. In full disclosure, I will be taking the end of this video when I hit the 1 rep and try to record that for posterity. And by that I mean repost it here on YouTube and then over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So, with that in mind, I'm about to belt up and do 225 for 6 reps. All right, that's 6 reps. Let me go grab my dry erase board so that I can keep track of this. Full disclosure, there's probably going to be a lot of coughing in this video because I'm getting over some shit right now. Thank you. It's just 6 reps at 225. It's not anywhere close to my old or even current numbers, but I'm working up to a 1 rep max. So I hit 8 reps at 135 and then 7 reps at 185. And then just now I did 6 reps at 225. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load that up to 275. I'm gonna do 5 reps. I'm just walking up to a 1 rep max right now. There are several different schemes for doing this. Sticking with sets of 5 and 3 during certain 100 blocks, trying to do percentages, doing like I'm doing where I just lower a rep, go up to my next weight. That's what I'm doing right now. So I am writing this down so I can keep track of it. All right, and now I'm gonna load up 275. Oh wow, I got up to like 15 viewers at one time. Yeah, that might be a record for me for YouTube anyway. Oh, we need to slide this over. Ugh. Yeah, should have used the deadlift jack that I've got. Don't know why I didn't do that. Because oxygen's at a premium, brain's not working properly. Yeah, I'm currently getting over a real bad something or another. I all but lost my voice Tuesday. And then it's been slowly recovering since then. So if you hear me hacking like an old man, first off, I am an old man. Second off, that's why. All right, probably about another 30 seconds. I take up to 3 minutes in between.
Yeah, I saw wooden boats. I just now saw Dia. Hey, Dia, Dia.
Hey, I take up to 3 minutes of rest in between sets on heavy days because ATP, the fuel in your muscles, requires about 60 seconds to replenish about 90% of it, and it takes a full 3 minutes to get all 100% back. So when you're doing these super heavy days, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself a fighting chance at being able to lift as much as you can, because if you're just going for curls, for sets, for volume, then you don't have to have 100% back. You can make do with that 90% back or less. But when you're doing these heavy days, you want as much of that ATP back in your muscles as possible. So on that note, we're gonna grip it and rip it. I've been trying to alternate my grip back and forth, so that's the math you see me doing in my head. Two, three, 4, 5. I broke one of my own rules. I set up too fast, and then I looked at the ground instead of looking straight forward. Whenever you're doing the deadlifts, eyes on the horizon to keep that upper back from rounding. All right, 315, loading up. All right. Your lungs are sounding terrible right now. Okay. We'll do one more bumper, 45, and then we'll start swapping metal plates. All right, down to 0 followers, but hey, 1 thumbs up, 1 like. All right, so that was 8 at 135, 7 at 185, 6 at 225, and then 5 at 275 on the deadlift. So I am still working my way up. It's gonna be somewhere in the 400s where I finish. My all-time PR for deadlift is 628. I know I'm not hitting that today. I'll be lucky if I cross 500 or even approach it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I like it to be at least as heavy, if not heavier, than my squat last week, which was 435. So bench press was 300 on the nose. Overhead press was 235. Squat was 435. I'd like my deadlift to be at least 435, if not heavier. Like I said, done heavier before, but I haven't been focusing on powerlifting in a long time, and I'm still not focused on that. I'm focused on bodybuilding, but I am trying to also still continue to lift heavy, get back after lifting heavy. Here any minute now, I will either chalk up or strap up, which I know some people consider cheating unless you really have to. Well, straps don't meet competition standard, but they do meet my need to be safe and keep my joints healthy while I'm training for this, considering that it is my secondary focus, heavy lifting. Bodybuilding is the first. So. Trying to see what all these buttons do on the side. Not familiar with YouTube's live. All right, we're going for 4 at 315. As I know that this is close to my current 75%, I am gonna go ahead and strap up, and we'll see what happens from here. Just try to go for 4. Okay, that was 4 at 315. We're giving it a couple minutes to rest, at least 2 minutes. And then going for 3 at 365. So, this might be reversed on the camera, but 8 by 135, 7 by 185, 6 by 225, 5 by 575, 4 by 315 is what we've done so far. So in theory, we've got 3 at 365 and 2 at 405, and then 1 to do at 425 or 450. And then just keep going up by 1s from there until I have to tap out. I like the off season of bodybuilding because I get to eat more. On the other hand, I don't like the off season of bodybuilding because I get to eat more. So, especially with hair adjusted and everything, doesn't make me look lean. I'm not as lean right now, but I'm definitely in my winter arc right now. As the kids like to say. So yeah. Giving it just another minute, 90 seconds, something like that. I don't have a timer going, I'm just filling it out in my head. But as I explained earlier, whenever you're doing bodybuilding, so for anybody who's watching this from beginning to end, which I don't think there's anybody, there's gonna be times where I repeat myself. It's because I don't know who's tuning in when or who's heard what. And as I'm a coach and a gym owner, I like to explain things so that, and there's 0 followers, so that when people tune in, they can get a little bit of an education on this. So, when you're working out, ATP, the fuel in your muscle, the adenosine triphosphate, takes 60 seconds to replenish 90% of that fuel. It takes a full 3 minutes to replenish 100% of it. So when you're doing stuff like bodybuilding, you don't need that full 100% back in order to keep going. When you're doing heavy lifting, then yes, you do. So when you're doing stuff like I'm doing today, where I am trying to work up to a 1 rep max on deadlift, then you want to take your full 3 minutes in between. So I will take between 2 and 3. I don't know because like I said, I didn't charge my watch and I don't have a timer on me that isn't this phone that I'm using right now, which I guess I could look at the little live timer up top and actually keep track of it. But yeah, that would be boring and make too much sense. All right, we doing this. We're gonna go for 3 by 365. Really need to buy some figure 8 straps. Probably gonna do that as soon as I get done with this workout. One, 2, 3. Remember when that used to feel way easier. Time and age makes fools of us all. All right. Now, we've done 3 at 365. I've loaded it up to 405. I'm either doing 1 or 2 reps. I'm gonna fill it out. I wish there was a way for me to put a graphic up on the screen that's like, hey, this is what I'm doing. All right, cool. So that's what that button does. I'm learning about some of the buttons here on YouTube Live because I have never used it before. Oh. Went 135, 185, 225, 315, 365. Now I'm going to hit 405 for 1 to 2 reps. And then go from there. Like I said, so far in the last 2 weeks, I've hit 435 on squat, 300 on bench, and 235 on overhead press. So I would like to hit at least 435 on deadlift, which in days past when I was training exclusively for powerlifting and did not own a gym and wasn't tired all the time, 400s would have been easy for me. I've done 628 before. But currently, I can't, and I try not to live in the past. I do use it as a motivator to get somewhere either there or close to it, since my focus is bodybuilding now. I say that as though you can tell. I just look like a flabby man in his almost 40s. All right. Really should have looked at the timer again to keep track of how long it's been. Well, fuck it. We're gonna rip it. We're gonna grip it, rip it, and send it. But no flipping it. Try not to completely destroy the floor. All right, we're gonna go for 25. Or 4. Going to go for 455 and see. This next one's probably going to be my last one. We're gonna find out. But we are gonna give it the max amount of time. So we're gonna call it 30 minutes on the timer. So 5 minutes. And then I go for 455. is when I really wish I had some of my smelling salts and that the ones I have in the office aren't 100% dead, but they are. And so I'm at where I'm at. I don't use smelling salts until I'm going for a 1 rep. But they work. They wake you the fuck up and they clear out everything in that head. Now the boring part of powerlifting, the part that nobody talks about, which is the weighting, which I've explained multiple times is about ATP regeneration, but nevertheless, it's still boring. Oh, about 2.5 minutes, and I get to go for this. That's okay. Get here when you can get here. Shutting off the music, I'm going to use this last part for TikTok as well. Experimenting with different types of content and content generation and all of that. So I'm used to trying to not make myself the centerpiece of all the social media for the gym that I own, Bars and Stripes Fitness, what the channel's named after. But I found that the internet seems to like that. So if I can combine me working out with education and or inspiration, then great. So if it seems a little bit cheesy what I'm about to do as far as the walk up and the slow saunter and the this is what y'all asked for, understand that that's why I'm doing it. Okay, 1 minute left. And then we are going to grip it, rip it, and send it. We're gonna go for 455. Again, nowhere close to my old numbers. Pulled 628 before. I used to pull 500 on the regular, 500 plus. That's not been my focus for a while. I've been running a gym. I've been coaching people nonstop, week in, week out. But now my focus is bodybuilding. But I'm trying to get back to some respectable numbers. Especially because, you know, strength, growth, muscle size, vice versa. It's not a mutually exclusive system. All right. Oh, great. Where was my shoe? All right. First, let's do the really silly, dumb walk up real quick. So apparently, y'all like watching me lift heavy things, or at least heavier things. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go for a deadlift 1 rep max. We're not my old numbers, but we don't live in the past. We don't talk about what we could bench or deadlift in high school or college. We talk about what we can lift now. And yes, I'm using straps. Deal with it. pay for that tomorrow. All right, that was 4:55. I'm gonna go sign off so I can go collapse in the corner. Thank you for watching. I'll be back soon.